Hare Krishna. Today is the disappearance of Sri Vasudeva Ghosh, so we'll sing the Sapashada Bhagavat Virahajanyata Bhajan and read the translation and read something about Sri Vasudeva Ghosh. And then there will be Bhagavatam and a small presentation about the Sankirtan trip. Jayanilo prema dhana karuna prachu. Jayanilo prema dhana karuna prachu. Jayanilo prema dhana karuna prachu. Heno Prabhu Kota Gela Charya Thakur. Heno Prabhu Kota Gela Charya Thakur. Kaha mora swarup rupa, kaha sanatan. Kaha dasaragunata patita pavan. Kaha mora bhata juga, kaha kavira. Eka kali kota gela goranatara. Pashane kutibo mata anale pashibo. Anale pashibo. Goranga gunera nidhi kota gere pabo. Sisaba sangira sange jekula vilas. Sisaba sangira sange jekula vilas. Sesangana paya kande narotamada. Sesangana paya kande narotamada. Shri Vasudeva Gosha Ki Jai. Translation. He who brought the treasure of divine love and who was filled with compassion and mercy, where is such a personality of Srinivas Acharya gone? Where are my Swarup Damodar and Rupa Goswami? Where is Sanatan? Where is Raghunath Das, the savior of the fallen? Where are my Raghunath Bhatt and Gopala Bhatt? And where is Krishna Das Kaviraj? Where did Lord Gauranga, the great dancer, suddenly go? I will smash my head against the rock and enter into fire. Where will I find Lord Gauranga, the reservoir of all wonderful qualities? Being unable to obtain the association of Lord Gauranga, accompanied by all of these devotees in whose association he performed his pastimes, Narottam Das simply weeps. No. The third chapter, that's what the schedule says. So, Shri Vasudev Ghosh. Vasudev Ghosh and his two brothers, Madhava and Govinda, are eternal associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Fixed in Madhurya Ras, they accepted Sri Radhika as their ultimate shelter, Ashraya Vigraha. The brothers expertly performed sweet, melodious kirtans. Whenever they sang, Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda would immediately dance in ecstasy. Every year they came for Ratha Yatra in Jagannath Puri. They led the chanting in one of the 7 kirtan groups arranged by Lord Chaitanya. Vasudeva Ghosh used his music and songs to preach in Bengal. He wrote many Bengali songs about Lord Gauranga, which are still sung by devotees. In one he says, if Lord Gaura had not appeared in this age of Kali, then how could we tolerate living? He has given the very essence, the very charm of life, divine love, without which it is impossible to live in this world. Without Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how could we ever know that Srimati Radharani reigns supreme in the kingdom of divine love? Having received all these things from Lord Gaura Hari, now we think life is worth living. In another bhajan, Vasudeva Ghosh says, in your former Leela as Lord Ramachandra, you became famous for constructing a floating bridge of stones across the sea of Sri Lanka. Now in this Kali Yuga, you have given us the bridge of Harinam Sankirtan, by which even the lame and blind can cross the sea of birth and death and attain the supreme spiritual happiness. He is Gunatunga Saki in Radha Madhava's Nitya Nikunja Vraja Lila. His samadhi is in the 64th samadhis area. So he was very attached and had such strong faith in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the mission that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has brought from the spiritual world. Harinam Sankirtan. So today is this disappearance day, and I'll try to continue with the Srimad Bhagavatam now, and also show the slides of presentation. There are some pictures from the Sankirtan trip for the pleasure of Shri Vasudev Ghosh. Hare Krishna. Do we have a book for Bhagavatam? Or that's a different one. That's the third kit. Yeah, that's third. That's the one I brought down from the temple, from the ashram.
I don't know, it's the old verse from yesterday on the board.
Okay. I wasn't in class yesterday. Which verse did we stop on? 17th? Oh. Chapter 3, okay. That's what I was prepared to speak on. Canto 9, Chapter 3. So chapter 3, the marriage of Sukanya and Chaivana Muni. I'll read the summary of the chapter, and then we have about 10 verses to read. The chapter describes the dynasty of Sharyati, another son of Manu, and also tells about Sukanya and Revati. Devagya Sharyati gave instructions about what to do in a ritualistic ceremony observed on the second day of the yagya of the Angirasas. One day, Sharyati, along with his daughter, known as Sukanya, went to the ashram of Chaivana Muni. There, Sukanya saw two glowing substances within a hole of earthworms, and by chance, she pierced those two glowing substances. As soon as she did this, blood began to ooze from that hole. Consequently, King Sharyati and his companions suffered from constipation and inability to pass urine. When the king asked why circumstances had suddenly changed, he found that Sukanya was the cause of this misfortune. Then they all offered prayers to Chaivana Muni just to satisfy him according to his own desire. And Devagya Sharyati offered his daughter to Chaivana Muni, who was a very old man. When the heavenly physicians, the Ashwini Kumara brothers, once visited Chaivana Muni, the Muni requested them to give him back his youth. These two physicians took Chaivana Muni to a particular lake, in which they bathed and regained full youth. After this, Sukanya could not distinguish her husband. She then surrendered unto the Ashwini Kumaras, who were very satisfied with her chastity and who therefore introduced her again to her husband. Chaivana Muni then engaged King Sharyati in performing the Soma Yagya and gave the Ashwini Kumaras the privilege to drink Somarasa. The king of heaven, Lord Indra, became very angry at this, but he could do no harm to Sharyati. Henceforward, the Ashwini Kumara physicians were able to share in the Soma Rasa. Sharyati later had three sons, named Uttanabarhi, Anartha, and Burishena. Anartha had one son, whose name was Revata. Revata had 100 sons, of whom the eldest was Kakudmi. Kakudmi was advised by Lord Brahma to offer his beautiful daughter Revati to Baladev, who belongs to Vishnu, to the Vishnu Tattva category. After doing this, Kakudmi retired from family life and entered the forest of Ashram to execute austerities and penances. This is the end of the summary. And we'll begin reading text number 1 through 10. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, I'll read the translation until text 10. Sri Shukadev Goswami continued, O King Sharyati, another son of Manu, was a ruler completely aware of Vedic knowledge. He gave instructions about the functions for the second day of the yagya to be performed by the descendants of Angira. Text number 2. Sharyati had a beautiful lotus-eyed daughter named Sukanya, with whom he went to the forest to see the ashram of Chaivana Muni. While that Sukanya, surrounded by her friends, was collecting various types of fruits from the trees in the forest, she saw within the hole of an earthworm two things glowing like luminaries. 4. As if induced by providence, the girl ignorantly pierced those two glowworms with a thorn, and when they were pierced, blood began to ooze out of them. Text 5. Thereupon, all the soldiers of Sharyati were immediately obstructed from passing urine and stool. Upon perceiving this, Sharyati spoke to his associates in surprise. 6. How strange it is that one of us has attempted to do something wrong to Chaivana Muni, the son of Bhrigu. It certainly appears that someone among us has polluted this ashram. Text number 7. Being very much afraid, the girl Sukanya said to her father, "I have done something wrong, for I have ignorantly pierced these two luminous substances with a thorn." After hearing the statement by his daughter, King Sharyati was very much afraid. In various ways he tried to appease Chayavana Muni, for it was he who sat within the hole of the earthworm. And he was afraid for one simple reason. He was afraid to be cursed by that Muni. He did not want to offend Chayavana Muni. So King Sharyati, being very contemplative and thus understanding Chayavana Muni's purpose, gave his daughter in charity to the sage. Although he was very old, barely could live and stand and take care of just simple things, maintenance of the body. So thus released from danger with great difficulty, he took permission from Chayavana Muni and returned home. Purport. The king, after hearing the statement of his daughter, certainly told the great sage Chayavana Muni everything about how his daughter had ignorantly committed such an offense. The Muni, however, inquired from the king whether the daughter was married. In this way, the king, understanding the purpose of the great sage Chayavana Muni, immediately gave the Muni his daughter in charity and escaped the danger of being cursed. Thus, with the permission of the great sage, the king returned home. And this is text number 10. So we can recite Sanskrit if you have it on your devices. Sukanya Chayavanam Prapya Patim Paramakopanam Prinayam Asachitagnya Apramattanuvrittibihi Sukanya Chayavanam Prapya Patim Paramakopanam Prinayam Asachitagnya Apramattanuvrittibihi Sukanya Chaivanam Prapya Patim Paramakopanam Prinayam Asachitagnya Apramattanuvrittibihi. If anyone would like to recite. Sukanya Chaivanam Prapya Patim Paramakopanam Prinayam Apramattanuvrittibihi. Anyone else? Sukanya Chaivanam Prapya Anyone else? Would you like to recite, anyone? Prapya Paramakopanam Anyone online would like to chant the verse 9, 3, 10? Okay, so synonyms. Sukanya, the girl named Sukanya, the daughter of King Sharyati. Chavanam, the great sage Chavana Muni. Prapya, after obtaining. Patim, as her husband. Paramakopanam, was always very angry. Vinayam asa, she satisfied him. Chittagna, understanding the mind of her husband. Apramata anuvrittibihi, by executing services without being bewildered. Translation and commentaries. Charavana Muni was very irritable, but since Sukanya had gotten him as her husband, she dealt with him carefully, according to his mood. Knowing his mind, she performed service to him without being bewildered. Purport. This is an indication of the relationship between husband and wife. A great personality like Charavana Muni has the temperament of always wanting to be in a superior positions. Such a person cannot submit to anyone. Therefore, Charavana Muni had an irritable temperament. His wife, Sukanya, could understand his attitude, and under the circumstances, she treated him accordingly. If any wife wants to be happy with her husband, she must try to understand her husband's temperament and please him. This is victory for a woman. Even in dealings of Lord Krishna with his different queens, it has been seen that although the queens were the daughters of great kings, they placed themselves before Lord Krishna as his maidservants. However great a woman may be, she must place herself before her husband in this way. That is to say, she must be ready to carry out her husband's orders and please him in all circumstances. Then her life will be successful. When the wife becomes as irritable as the husband, the life at home is sure to be disturbed or ultimately completely broken. In modern day, the wife is never submissive, and therefore home life is broken even by slight incidents. Either the wife or the husband may take advantage of the divorce laws. According to the Vedic law, however, there is no such thing as divorce laws, and the woman must be trained to be submissive to the will of her husband. Westerners contend that this is a slave mentality for the wife, but factually it is not. It is the tactic by which a woman can conquer the heart of her husband, however irritable or cruel he may be. In this case, we clearly see that although Charavana Muni was not young, but indeed old enough to be Sukanya's grandfather, and was also very irritable, Sukanya, the beautiful young daughter of a king, submitted herself to her old husband and tried to please him in all respects. Thus she was faithful and a chaste wife. This is the end of the purport. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Chalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kopatarubhyascha Vipasindube Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, translation one more time. And Charavana Muni was very irritable, but since Sukanya had gotten him as her husband, she dealt with him carefully, according to his mood. Knowing his mind, she performed service to him without being bewildered. So we see here that the situation is quite unusual. She is now with a very old husband, which, I mean, you rarely see a young woman. We can say that she's very young. She was probably in her 20s or something like that. And then now the husband is very old and he's irritable, so she has to cooperate with him. And to cooperate with someone whose character is of such great difference and also who's very much older is obviously much more difficult. And Srila Prabhupada is trying to say in this purport here that this is the position, this is the situation of a wife. She needs to cooperate. It's a tactic. Even the cooperation is difficult, but it's a tactic to maintain proper relationships and to facilitate in this way a service to Krishna as in any relationship with in the Grihastha Ashram. The center of all activities and the purpose of that relationship is to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And I will attempt to speak on this verse. It's not easy for me. I don't have practical experience about marriage life. So I will just say a few things that Srila Prabhupada was explaining in his purports in regards to relationship. And then we'll see what happens. And please feel free to add any realizations, any practical things that you have experienced in family life. This would be helpful. One thing that Srila Prabhupada says about family life and relationships is that it's meant for reciprocation of service and love, but not obviously towards just each other, but towards Krishna. And in this way, this is the ideal situation for husband and wife in the relationship. The wife is dependent on the husband, and the husband is a Vaishnava, so he is engaged in service to Krishna. And then what's really important is that his advancement in spiritual life is shared by the wife. So whatever a husband is doing in regards to devotional service and his advancement is experienced also by his spouse. So if a wife adopts mentality of her husband and then tries to follow him, he can become compassionate and share that mercy that he's receiving in service to Krishna, to his spiritual master. In the position of a wife, she's helping her husband to be engaged in Krishna conscious activities. And she's also engaged. And practically speaking, as also mentioned in the 7th canto, is that ideally we should invite guests to our house and in family, and brahmanas, devotees, and make a feast, please devotees, please the Vaishnavas, serve them. And also here, Krishna Katha, this is a really beautiful service and a really beautiful meditation for a family, because dealing with day-to-day professional activities, professional duties, is quite, we can say, contaminating. So our relief, or the relief of a family, is to meditate on how I can offer service to the Vaishnavas, how I can invite them to the house and learn from them, hear from them, and then feed them. So, and then we can see that, let's say that it is taking place, and the intention is proper, that you are engaged in these activities. You're practicing, you're chanting, you're trying to follow the principles, you get initiated, and you have active spiritual life. Still, it is difficult to maintain. In Kali Yuga, to maintain something becomes so difficult. To do something steady is very difficult. So, similarly in family life, to do this thing steadily is also quite a challenge. So, in one of the purposes, Srila Prabhupada explains that this Hridaya Granthi, or the knot in the heart of the matter and spirit, it's noted by the false ego. So all of the things that we do in terms of devotional life, they should help us to release that knot of Hridaya Granthi. And it's tightened by sex life. So an regulated sex life leads us to tightening of that knot. So we should try to mold our life around Krishna, and especially serving the deities. That is one practical thing that is recommended by Srimad Bhagavatam and by wonderful acharyas, Srila Prabhupada, and our spiritual masters. When Srila Prabhupada, or when the acharyas speak about pure devotional service, they often mention one important Sanskrit word. It's Krishna Anushilanam, or Harinam Anukirtanam, Anu, to follow in the footsteps of predecessors of the acharyas, of the teachers. So in our Krishna consciousness movement, we have examples of happy to some degree, or maybe fully, and successful family life. So we can try to follow these examples. And the only way, also Srila Prabhupada says that why sex life is acceptable by the Vedic teachings and by the sages is for creating exemplary population. So that's another important point, and I mean, I don't have so much time to cover this fully, but in family life, usually why you enter into family life is to have children and to raise them in Krishna consciousness. So that's another wonderful responsibility for a devotee, to raise Krishna conscious children and to give education to children. We were in Logan, Utah, and we were traveling with the Sankirtan then. As a nice example of His Grace Radhika Raman Prabhu. If you know Radhika Raman Prabhu is a wonderful devotee, and he used to be a teacher at Utah State University. Now he has a managing position. He's one of the head of the departments there. And so his example of family life is really inspiring. What he does is he holds a program on Fridays for Western people, for his colleagues, and for anyone who are interested. So he gives a Katha, Bhagavad Gita. He also leads Kirtan, and they chant Japa together. And they cook prasadam. For family life, it's essential to, yes, I mentioned earlier, to make preparations of prasadam and to feed the Vaishnavas. So he's doing all these things, and from at least my observation and interaction with him, he seems very content and satisfied. And his spouse, Amrita Mataji, she is engaged in this cooking and also, of course, personal sadhana in preaching. So that's a good way to be in family life, is to have some kind of responsibility, deity worship, and also some kind of a preaching opportunity like that. This will help you to maintain your Krishna consciousness in a healthy way. And if there's mutual agreement that it's important, there's a great chance that you will follow nicely and help each other in this path. So this is something about the verse. It's not an easy verse to speak about for me. I will stop here and go on to the presentation. I was traveling with another devotee, another brahmachari from ISV. His name is Kautakarma Prabhu. He's a disciple of Vaisheshika Maharaj, and we were traveling. First we went to Vyasa Puja of Maharaj, and then from there we went to Reno, and then to Idaho, Boise, Pocatello. There's a university there in a small city. And then going back through Utah, Logan, Salt Lake City, Spanish Fork, and then southern Utah. And from there we went to Las Vegas. So I'll just show a few pictures and share some Sankirtan stories for your pleasure. I spent about a month, 4 weeks traveling, and it was really a lot of great learning experiences. Meeting devotees, staying at temples, distributing Srila Prabhupada's books, sets of Srimad Bhagavatam. It was really wonderful.
Prabhu, sorry to interrupt you. Prabhu, you should share your screen. Govardhan Prabhu, you should share your screen again. And make sure to share the computer sound and optimize for the video. Those two buttons.
Okay. I'll just turn. Are we ready, Prabhu? Yeah? Yeah, so this is the first school we went to. It's in Reno. And this person is one of the students. So he's gotten Bhagavad Gita, a few more books, and gave a generous donation. Some pictures here. I put to show you. I don't exactly remember the details of the interaction, but just for the sake of showing the places and people I met there, I included in here. So we continue to the next one. And this is Harinam Sankirtan. We went out with His Grace Nitisara Prabhu, who is in Boise. Is he a temple president, or his position is not exactly a temple president? Almost like a temple president. And he has a daughter, Yamuna, and another daughter and a son, older son. We went out, and what happened, we were chanting, distributing books. It was a little bit difficult. We were at the plaza there in downtown Boise. But Yamuna, his daughter, she was very productive in preaching and sharing books. Actually, that book, Bhagavad Gita, you see the lady to the left, was distributed by Yamuna. She gave you the copy, and then I handed her the phone so she could take a donation on the phone. And she got a lollipop whenever she would distribute a book to someone. So, yeah, this is Yamuna. We can go on. This is in Boise. We gave we spoke about Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita and during Sunday feast. And this is His Grace Nitisara Prabhu getting a copy of Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita after the lecture, after the class. Okay, we can continue. Next. This is in Yellowstone. We were waiting for the eruption of the Old Faithful. And so we had some books with us. And actually this couple is from San Diego. And they live in Mission Beach. So they're neighbors. And I believe, the husband is born in San Diego, but the Mataji, she's from Poland. So I spoke some Polish to her, and she gladly accepted books. Okay, next. This is Weber University in Utah, just meeting a wonderful student who was eager to take Srila Prabhupada's books, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, Higher Taste, Bhagavad Gita. Next. This is one of the, he works for the university in Utah. This is Utah Valley University. And he has gotten Srimad Bhagavatam, the first canto, last year when devotees were traveling. And now he decided to get the whole set. And His Grace Kotakarma Prabhu has distributed the complete set of Srimad Bhagavatam to this person. Next. We cooked, I was missing canais burritos and quesadillas, so we decided to make a little preparation at someone's house. And we made the quesadillas, the Mexican rice, halva, then we made the beans, salad, guacamole, salsa, and also the dressing and the drink with strawberries, like a strawberry lemonade. And offer this to the deities of Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. This will be in the next picture. You'll see the deities. This is in Ashoka Krishna's Prabhu's house. You can click to the next one. This is actually a pizza that we also made for at Radhikaraman Prabhu's place. He has 2 sons. Yeah, we had a pizza party. We made like 6 pizzas, and it was a wonderful pizza for breakfast. Next. Yeah, those are this from another devotee, Ashoka Krishna's Prabhu, and we made the offering, kirtan offering. Next. This is Weber University again, another student. I was trying to show Srimad Bhagavatam. Next. And this is Christina. She has a nice bag of books. So she accepted the Srimad Bhagavatam, the whole complete set. And one devotee there in Utah, Baladev Chandra Prabhu, he met in the 90s, in 94, I believe, he met His Grace Vijay Prabhu at the university in Utah. And after some time, he wasn't practicing, he wasn't reading books. Now, a year ago, he has received the Harinam initiation from His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu. And now what he does, he takes devotees to India. He takes them to eco village. And so Christina, she was a student who came last year to that yatra to eco village in India. So she was quite familiar with the teachings. She knew Bhagavad Gita. She chanted, and at this point she accepted the complete set of Srimad Bhagavatam from us. Next. Yeah, this is another person, another student getting Srila Prabhupada's mercy, Srila Prabhupada's books. Next. I think this is also Weber University. This is Utah State, and she accepted books because her father, he's a Buddhist, but he's been to India. He was exposed to Krishna consciousness, and she was sharing with me that we should not be just close-minded. We should accept teachings from various traditions and read them, so we can have a whole complete good understanding of philosophy and theistic philosophy. And she also shared with me that in a Book of Mormon there's a statement that you should read other scriptures. It's traditionally accepted from them. So she was raised as a Mormon, but she accepted also Srila Prabhupada's books. Jai, this is next one. Jack, I met two Jacks who got Srimad Bhagavatam set on this trip. It's also at Utah State. He was for 2 years looking for some books of the Eastern philosophy. He was very eager. He reads a lot. He has a library at his house. And the way he took books, the complete set. He's actually traveling. He doesn't have a car. He takes just a public transportation, the bus. But it didn't discourage him. He still took the Srimad Bhagavatam set and gladly gave a generous donation. And when he went to the class, he was running late to one of his classes. He said, "I will come back after class and take the set." He gave a donation. And then he shared with me that when he came to the class, his teacher asked him, "Why were you late to the class today?" And he said, "I had a very important conversation with someone, so I'm sorry that I was late." Okay, this is Jack. Next. This is also Jack. That's in the City College in Utah. He got the complete set, and he was very encouraging to us. He was really happy to see that we were distributing books of Eastern philosophy, meditation, and he was looking into self-development, reading more, regulating his life more, and being more spiritual. So he passed by about 3 or 4 times, and he was very enthusiastic and super encouraging, and he got the complete set also. Jack. Next. This is another person. It's quite an interesting story, actually. I think her name is Briley, and her mother, she's a meditation healer. She's got a YouTube channel with like thousands of, at least over 1,000, maybe a few thousand followers. And she leads different sessions. She teaches meditation. And on the first day when Briley came to the table, she was so happy to see that, oh, my mother, she would love to get this book, she would love to talk to you. But at that point, she didn't have anything to contribute. So she came back on the next day, and she called her mother through like a video call on FaceTime. And I decided to show the Srimad Bhagavatam to her. And over the FaceTime, she said, "I will take the set, I'll accept it." And she sent over a donation through Zelle to us. And she was really generous. So she took the Srimad Bhagavatam set, and there'll be a video how she reacted to receiving the Srimad Bhagavatam set at the end. It was quite amusing. She was so happy to get it. So next. Yeah, this is her YouTube channel. Yeah, over 1,000 followers. The vibrational self. Next. This is another student at UVU. She's gotten quite a few books, and she's also happy to receive it. Next. This is at the mall in Utah, in Salt Lake City. I was just meeting people inside, and she's from Mexico. I'm forgetting her name. And she asked me, how did you know to approach me? I was really looking for books like that. I was really looking to be more spiritual, meditate more, learn. become a part of community, accept some kind of tradition. Next. This is Salt Lake City, the Tiris. You can also see, go on, next. A few pictures there from the temple. Shinataji, then a picture of Srila Prabhupada, Murti of Srila Prabhupada. Next. Next. That is Spanish Fork, Radha Krishna deities. Next. And this is Jonathan. He was helping us to fill up the tank of water. We were showing him the books and talking to him, preaching to him. But it's an interesting story. He spent 10 years in prison, and then he got a job somewhere in the southern Utah, the small city we were just passing through. And he was so happy to help us. He said, after spending 10 years in prison, I wanted to become more humble. So immediately he came, and although the hose were not long enough, he broke them into two pieces, or he got the second part and tried to combine them like that so the water can, or the hose can reach the tank. And it was dripping all over his clothes, his pants, and he got wet actually. But nevertheless, he still helped us, and for I think about maybe 5 or 7 minutes while the water tank was being filled, we were preaching to him, and he was really appreciating the philosophy. And he said that within prison, when he was there, for 7 years he was in a, what do you call it, solitary confinement. So he, for 7 years, imagine, he didn't talk to anyone, and he said that when he would hear even a small sound, it would agitate him. His sense of hearing became so strong. And he learned about Maha Mantra, and actually at the end when we left them, he chanted, and he said that I will stay in touch, and if I want to ask any questions, can I get your phone number so I can tell you and ask you. So wonderful how Srila Prabhupada's mercy is being distributed, and people like Jonathan, after 10 years in prison, you get a chance to meet devotees and get Srila Prabhupada's books. Next. Yeah, this is in Utah Tech, southern Utah. I'm forgetting his name. He came and he said, I am studying, I'm a Mormon, I'm practicing, I'm a Mormon, and I am learning about different theistic texts. I've read Bhagavad Gita, and I wanted to read something substantial, something that you can give me, quite elaborate, detailed explanation. So I pointed to Srimad Bhagavatam, and he was very happy to see it. I showed him pictures of the first canto, and it really inspired him to take the set. And we negotiated for some time, but he accepted the Srimad Bhagavatam. And it's amazing to see people who are ready to just right there at the spot on the street to take the whole set. He's one of those people. Next. This is Murti of Srila Prabhupada in Las Vegas. We're almost done with this presentation. Next. I really like that picture. This is the deities, Radha Govinda. Next. A student in Las Vegas University, UNLV. Quite a difficult place to preach, to distribute Srila Prabhupada's books, but nevertheless, still fortunate souls getting Srila Prabhupada's mercy. Next. This is another Harinam. We met this couple. To the right is a person who's from Nepal, and he has a friend. She is from Mexico, and they were they joined us for kirtan. Actually, we spent maybe 2 hours in the park, Sunset Park in Las Vegas, and they joined us for about 20 minutes. They chanted the holy name with us, and they were grateful. Learned this Mataji on the left, she learned the mantra and she appreciated it. And the Prabhu said, now I'm going to show you my culture, how we spend time and what we do. So, next. And this is a picture at the Indian store in Las Vegas. Karno Prabhu is thinking of ways how to increase book distribution. And at that time we were sharing Krishna book, reminding people of it actually was during Diwali. There was a celebration at the temple. We were inviting people to the temple and reminding people of the Kartik month and Radha Damodar. Next. And this is a little worship of Srila Prabhupada. We were worshipping the Murti of Srila Prabhupada in this Sankirtan trip, which was really nice to keep us in the mood of being surrendered to Srila Prabhupada. So we were offering a little bit of puja, incense and lamp and some water and some fruit every day. And it was very helpful because sometimes in a van life could be regulated, and it could be hard at least to maintain good sadhana. But I felt that having Srila Prabhupada is really helpful. When you have to be clean, you have to obviously find some flowers and some fruit. So it's kind of nice meditation on Srila Prabhupada. And this murti was given to me by His Grace Balaram Prabhu. So I'm very grateful for you. It's nice to have a deity or Srila Prabhupada, the murti of Srila Prabhupada on the Sankirtan trip. I think this is this is going to be the last one. The next. And this is just a result. I feel like I wanted to include this because, in my opinion, it's proper to give some kind of a, what would you call it? Overview of what we've done. So we participated in one Sunday Feast lecture. We gave a lecture during Sunday Feast in Boise, did 3 home programs, 2 harinams, and visited over 10 venues of book distribution spots in colleges, stores, shopping centers, Indian stores, and etc. Almost 2,000 miles of travels. Around 1,300 books were distributed in different states of Idaho, Utah, Nevada. So this is the result of this trip, which in my opinion was very encouraging, and I received a lot of enthusiasm. So all glories to, I misspelled it, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Thank you so much for your attention. I hope you liked this presentation. I think we should end here because it's a little bit late. Oh yeah, thank you. The video. Don't want to hold you up too much. Yeah, I have 2 videos. This is just one student at San Diego. It's not San Diego, Salt Lake City College. She was sharing about how she appreciated receiving the books and what she liked to do with them. So we can play this video.
I'm here getting these books because I believe in preserving books, not only for myself, but for the next generations after us.
Wow. And which one do you think you'll start with? Which one is most
the science of self-realization, because I cannot find oneself without self-realization.
Exactly. Thank you. And you learn about the mantra, right?
Yes.
Do you still remember? The first 2. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Perfect. Thank you so much. It's lovely. Thank you for sharing. It's lovely to meet you today. So she said that even if I'm not going to read these books, I will still preserve them for the next generation of people. And that's I think her name is Nova. She has received that set of Srimad Bhagavatam. She's a meditation healer at UVU. And this is a video of her unpacking the set. And she seems to be more happy to unpack the set than to unpack the newest iPhone. So we can play the video.
Oh, they're pretty. That's a lot of books.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That one is what I'm excited for.
that is a big book.
Mm-hmm. It has Sanskrit in it.
Yeah, it does.
And in the back here, you'll see that it will show you how to do the language.
Cool.
It's up this way. Somewhere. Right here.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a lot of books. Look at that.
Ooh. There's 2 of these.
Oh, is there? Oh, crazy.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
I was like, uh-oh, take it back. Ooh. Ooh. That's the 4th one. The 8th one, the 2nd one. There's the 4th one, part 2.
It's going to line them up in the row, according to the camera.
12. Fudge. 7th.
Her daughter, Bradley, she delivered the set. She brought it home.
11th.
She brought it home.
So many books to read. This is gonna take me 5 years and I'm so excited. Part 2, part 3.
Said this is there's a lot of books. It's going to take me 5 years to read, but I'm so excited. And she shared with me that on the call that she is interested to learn Sanskrit language. So I thought this is perfect. You can now learn Sanskrit from Srila Prabhupada, Srimad Bhagavatam. This is wonderful. So thank you so much once again for your attention. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Let me just make one comment.
Yes.
So as far as the Grihastha Ashram, it's an ashram. This is more of it's a brahmachari ashram. You know, my wife and I are saying. So I live in a Grihastha community, right? Sharanagati. It's a self-sufficient village. Well, 25 families live there. We have many senior Prabhupada disciples who are Grihasthas. There's one couple. His name is Partha, and his wife's name is Uttama. They're both Prabhupada's disciples, and they travel around the world with the Grihastha Vision team. So they help newlyweds in our movement to understand how to live a Krishna conscious life. In our sampradaya, in our Vaishnava Sangha, most of the great personalities are Grihasthas, starting from Lord Brahma. There's a few that are not, like Narada Muni. He always likes to take the young man and say, don't get married. And then we have many powerful Grihastha couples throughout the world. Comes to me Chaitanya Charan. They're in Russia with his wife, who has a voice like a Gandharva. Oh, Haribol. So, you know, the way myself and my wife, we always try to put Krishna in the center of our life. We understand I'm serving my wife and she's serving me. Not just that my wife serves me, the wife of course, but I don't see her as my wife only. She's a devotee. She's a Vaishnava. We both have the same spiritual master, so she's my god sister also. And she looks to me for encouragement. I also look to her for encouragement. So in any ashram, whether it be brahmachari, grihast, vanaprast, I sort of call ourselves pre-vanaprasts. We're pre-vanaprasts. Our kids are grown up, so now we can travel and we can do seva together. And sannyas, all these orders are ideal ways to attain Krishna consciousness in this age of Kali. And the Grihastha ashram is a facilitating ashram for all the other ashrams. If it wasn't for the Grihasthas, the other ashrams would have more difficulty. But the Grihasthas support these other ashrams. And so that's all I wanted to say. I appreciate your class. I know you're strict brahmachari, powerful brahmachari. I can see what you've done. I appreciate it very, very much. It's amazing. 1,300 books in like 1 month. Amazing, amazing. So I'm very happy that the Sankirtan mission is very strong here. And I'm personally inviting you, maybe next summer, you and your team, you keep going up, Northern California, Oregon, Washington, and come to Sharanagati.
Yeah, now we're talking Canada, eh?
Come to British Columbia, come to Vancouver Island. There's so much, many people need that, need Srila Prabhupada's books, and we have wonderful devotees there. I think Balaram Prabhu knows Nitai Ram. Yeah. So he's our president, and he's also, he would love to meet you, and he would facilitate you. So, and I'm personally inviting you to come to Sharanagati. My wife and I will look after you. Будем за тебя хорошо смотреть.
Thank you.
Okay.
Спасибо. Thank you so much.
Okay.
This
Hare
is a
Krishna.
very nice addition to this. And also, on this point of looking over the devotees which are traveling, I've experienced a lot of affection and so much warmth from at least the couples we visited, and it just shows to prove that when there's genuine desire to associate with the Vaishnavas like that and facilitate book distribution, Sankirtan, something wonderful happens. And simply if we just chant together and make preparations, cook for Krishna, do service together, we just feel so happy and satisfied. And it's a mutual feeling, you know. So I'm sure that if I come to you place, that it will also manifest. So thank you so much for this kind invitation. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.